Hi. Welcome to Tap Tech today. We're talking about Samsung's newest Ultra flagship phone, the Galaxy S25 Ultra. This is the top model in the Galaxy S25 lineup. If you know anything about Samsung's Ultra phones, you already know the expectations. Our sky-high last year's Galaxy S24 Ultra was already one of the best Android phones on the market. It had great cameras, powerful hardware, solid battery life, and a beautiful display. So what more can Samsung possibly improve? Let's find out in this in-depth review of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Let's start with the design. At first glance, the phone doesn't look wildly different. But when you look closer, you notice a few changes. The corners are more rounded now. Gone is the sharper, boxy look from last year. This phone feels softer in the hand. More ergonomic. Samsung also switched up the materials. We now get a titanium frame instead of aluminum. That gives the phone a more premium feel. And it makes the phone lighter, too. In fact, the S25 Ultra is 0.4 mm thinner and noticeably easier to hold. The front and back of the phone are protected by Corning Gorilla Armor 2. This is the newest generation of protective glass. It's designed to resist scratches and absorb impact better than before. So, durability is definitely a step forward. The phone is IP68 certified for dust and water resistance. That means it can survive splashes, rain, and short submersion in water. But it's worth noting that some Chinese competitors now offer IP69. That's a higher level of protection. So while IP68 is good, it's no longer the best in class. One of the defining features of the Ultra line is the built-in S Pen. It's still here, tucked neatly inside the phone. It's perfect for note-taking, sketching, or precise tapping. It even works underwater. However, this year's S Pen has fewer features. Samsung removed support for air gestures and remote camera shutter. These were useful for some people, so losing them feels like a downgrade. Let's move to the screen. This is one of Samsung's strongest areas. The Galaxy S25 Ultra has a slightly larger screen than last year. It's now 6.9 inches. Still an AMOLED panel. Still QHD resolution. Still 120Hz refresh rate. What's changed is how Samsung reduced the bezels. The screen now stretches closer to the edges. That makes the viewing experience more immersive. And even though the display is bigger, the phone itself is narrower. That's a smart design move. The panel is razor sharp, with vibrant colors and deep blacks. It supports HDR10 plus for better video playback. Watching movies or streaming content on this phone looks fantastic. In terms of brightness, the phone performs really well. Manual mode gets you over 780 nits. In auto brightness under sunlight, it boosts past 1400 nits. That means outdoor visibility is excellent. Even in direct sunlight, you'll be able to see your screen clearly. There's also a new anti-reflective coating on the screen. It cuts down glare significantly. Samsung continues to refine its displays every year, and it shows. The refresh rate is dynamic thanks to LTPO technology. It adjusts between 1 Hz and 120 Hz, depending on what you're doing. If you're scrolling, it stays smooth. If you're looking at a still image, it slows down to save battery. This adaptive refresh rate really helps with power efficiency. The phone has stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one at the top. They sound great. Loud, full, and balanced. There's even a decent amount of bass, which is rare for smartphone speakers. Whether you're watching videos, listening to music, or playing games, the audio experience is impressive. For security, the S25 Ultra uses an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor under the display. It's fast and accurate. It works in almost all conditions. You can also unlock the phone using facial recognition if you prefer. Storage and connectivity. The phone comes in two main storage options, 256 GB and 512 GB. There's no microSD card slot, though. So you'll need to choose carefully when you BUIT supports 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, and ultra-wideband. All the latest wireless standards are here. And you can expect super fast downloads, smooth gaming, and stable connections. Software, One UI 7. The Galaxy S25 Ultra comes with Samsung's One UI 7. This is built on top of Android 15. And it brings a lot of new features. First off, the interface has been slightly redesigned. The quick settings and notification panels are now split. You swipe from different corners of the screen to access them. It feels modern and clean once you get used to it. App icons look refreshed. And you can now remove labels from apps and widgets on your home screen. This gives a minimal, clutter-free look. The biggest highlight in software is AI. Samsung has introduced a wave of new AI-powered features. One major tool is natural language input. Now you can just talk to your phone like you would with a person. Say what you want it to do, and it figures out how. The phone also understands context. It can pull information from different apps and combine them. For example, you can ask it to check your calendar, grab info from an email, and message a friend, all in one go. Samsung calls this cross-app action. It makes the phone feel smarter, more helpful, more human. There's also a new feature called AI Select. It lets you pull content from your screen. You can create GIFs from videos, or turn photos into wallpapers. It's quick, easy, and fun. The popular Circle to Search tool has been upgraded too. Now it can recognize audio. So if a song is playing, just circle it, and it'll tell you the name. Pretty cool. Another new tool is Now Brief. It gives you a daily summary. Your schedule, news, new content from your favorite artists or podcasters, all in one place. There's also the Now bar. It sits on the lock screen and shows active apps. Music controls, maps directions, sports scores, all easily accessible. A photo editing has gotten a boost too. The Gallery app now has AI tools. You can erase people or objects from photos. You can even sketch on the screen and add that drawing into the picture. It's surprisingly powerful. Samsung also promises 7 years of software updates. That includes Android OS upgrades and security patches. It's one of the best support timelines in the Android world. Now let's talk about performance. The Galaxy S25 Ultra uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Elite for Galaxy. It's a custom-tuned version of Qualcomm's top chip. Faster clock speeds, more power. In CPU benchmarks, it leads the pack. It's one of the fastest phones ever tested. In graphics tests, it's also excellent, though not miles ahead of the competition. In real life, the phone is incredibly responsive. Apps launch instantly. Multitasking is smooth. Heavy games run at max settings with no hiccups. Samsung added a new passive cooling system. But even with that, we saw some thermal throttling in long gaming sessions. That's not unusual for high-end phones, but it's worth noting the battery remains the same, 5,000 mAh. Samsung hasn't changed the size, but they've improved efficiency. In our tests, the phone lasted 14 hours and 49 minutes of active use. That's better than the S24 Ultra. And better than many competing flagships. Charging speed is still 45 W. You'll need to buy the chargers separately. With the right adapter, you can go from 0 to 72% in 30 minutes. A full charge takes just under an hour. You also get wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. That means you can use your phone to charge your earbuds or another phone. Now, let's get into the cameras. One of the most important parts of any flagship phone, the Galaxy S25 Ultra keeps a similar setup to last year, but with some key changes. You still get the 200-megapixel main camera. There's also a 10-megapixel 3x telephoto and a 50-megapixel 5x periscope telephoto. The big change is in the ultra-wide camera. It's now 50 megapixels with a wider f/1.9 aperture. Samsung also redesigned the camera app. The carousel for modes is now below the shutter button. You can also view extra modes without the full screen changing. It's more fluid and intuitive. There's also a new Galaxy Log mode. This gives content creators more control in post-processing. You can shoot flat color profiles and edit the video later for a cinematic look. Let's talk about photo quality. In daylight, the main camera delivers sharp, detailed images. You'll notice a bit of fine grain when you zoom in, but it looks natural. Dynamic range is excellent. Colors are vivid but not overly saturated. White balance is usually spot on. Portraits look good too. The skin tones are balanced and the background blur is smooth. However, facial details can sometimes look a bit soft. Samsung tends to apply a bit of smoothing in low light. The default photo mode keeps things looking natural. You get good detail, but also more visible noise. Shadows may look a little soft, and highlights aren't always preserved. If you switch to the dedicated night mode, it processes images more heavily. Noise is reduced, and the image looks cleaner, but sometimes artificial. It's all about preference. The 3x telephoto camera also performs well in the day. Images are sharp with nice contrast and natural colors. Minimum focusing distance is just 18 centimeters, so you can take great close dash-ups at night. This lens still holds up. Photos have some noise but also retain good detail. Dynamic range stays strong, and color balance is reliable. The 5x periscope zoom camera is just as solid. During the day, photos are full of detail. Even at longer distances, textures and colors are well preserved at night. The 5x zoom actually performs better than the 3x lens. You get slightly better sharpness and more consistent color. Again, there's some noise, but that's expected. These are still very usable images for social media or even prints. The new ultra-wide camera is interesting. It shoots 12.5 megapixel bin images. They're well exposed with accurate colors. Dynamic range is wide, and distortion is well controlled. Compared to last year's ultra-wide, this one is a bit cleaner at night. But images also feel slightly softer. It's not a huge upgrade, more of a refinement. Selfies are taken with a 12 megapixel front-facing camera. It supports autofocus, which helps a lot. Skin tones are natural, and detail is excellent. There's wide dynamic range, and colors are pleasant. You can take selfies in regular or wide mode, depending on how many people are in the frame and video. Recording is another strong suit of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. You can shoot in up to 8K at 30 frames per second on all cameras, except the selfie cam. The front cam maxes out at 4K. There's also a new option for 4K at 120 frames per second. It's available on the main and ultra-wide cameras. This is perfect for slow-motion footage with high clarity. Samsung also added a new tool called AI Audio Eraser. It uses AI to identify and isolate sounds in your videos. You can reduce or mute specific sounds, like background chatter, wind, or traffic noise. This is useful for vloggers and content creators who shoot on the go. You can also record 10-bit HDR videos. That's an upgrade over the 8-bit footage from previous years. It gives you more color data to work with during editing. 8K video from the main camera is impressive. Detail is top-notch. Stabilization is good, and colors look accurate. Dynamic range is wide, even in tough lighting. The 4K video from the main camera is excellent. Sharp, smooth, and rich in detail. It holds up in bright sunlight or shadowy areas. Video from the 3x camera is decent, though not as sharp as the main. It still delivers consistent exposure and color. The 5x zoom camera performs well too. You get good detail and stable video. Even at longer distances, the ultra-wide camera captures solid video. There's some softness at the corners, but it's not distracting. Colors and exposure match the main camera well. Stabilization works across all video modes. Whether you're walking, panning, or zooming, the footage looks smooth. Samsung's software does a great job here. Even in low light, video quality remains strong. The main camera picks up lots of detail. There is some noise, but dynamic range stays wide. Colors look natural, and stabilization continues to impress. So, what do we think of the Galaxy S25 Ultra? Samsung didn't reinvent the wheel this year. But what they've done is refine an already great phone. Small upgrades. Smart choices, the design feels more premium. The screen is bigger, brighter, and less reflective. Battery life is better. Performance is top tier. Software is smarter than ever with all the AI enhancements. Yes, there are things that could have been better. Charging speeds haven't improved. We still don't get IP69 protection. And losing the S Pen's air gestures feels like a step backward. The camera upgrades are subtle. You won't notice a huge difference unless you're really looking for it. Still, this is one of the most capable camera systems in a smartphone. If you already have the S24 Ultra, this may not be a must upgrade. But if you're coming from an older phone, or switching from another brand, the S25 Ultra is a compelling choice. But it's powerful, smart, durable, and beautiful. And with 7 years of software updates, it's built to last. Thanks for watching our full review of the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. We hope this helped you decide whether it's the right phone for you. If you want a slightly more affordable option, check out last year's Galaxy S24 Ultra, it's still a great device. Or, if you're looking at Apple, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is another top-tier competitor. What do you think about the S25 Ultra? Is it worth the price? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget, for more deep tech reviews, like and subscribe. To Tap Tech, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.